What is up, guys? Hope everybody is having a great day. Today I wanted to talk about just getting started. And I think that a lot of times, if you go onto social media, if you go onto YouTube, entrepreneurs are always telling you like things that they did to become successful or things that they've done to separate themselves from others. And if there's anything I've learned is that it comes down to two things: the ability to just get started and the ability to control the narrative of the situation. And so a little bit about my story. I've told this story to a couple of people, but one of my bigger clients and now friends named Todd Price, I started working with him because we had a mutual friend named Matthias Maines. And so Matthias was a bodybuilder. And so when I was training for college, we used to be training partners in the gym. And so 5 years passed. And so like I went my separate direction, he went a separate direction, but we connected on social media and we decided to have lunch. And so he was talking, asking me what I was up to, and he told me I should reach out to a guy by the name of Todd Price, who was his friend. And so at this point, I learned in my life that if you want big things to happen in your life, you have to take big risk. And so I remember like it was yesterday, it was about September or October of 2021, and I walked into Todd's office, said I wanted to meet with him, and I basically told him this. I said, look, I've had this marketing agency for about a year, and I want to prove myself, and I want to prove myself to others in the market. So I'm willing to pay for the content, the strategies, run the ads, and I'll pay for everything, and I'll work for you for free for about 4 to 6 months at the time. I think it was about 5 months exactly. I just said at the end of all of it, I just want to talk about a long-term relationship and really forming a partnership in whatever stuff you're doing. And he was like, okay, let's do it. And so I worked those 5 months, and when I worked those 5 months, I didn't know at the end of it what was going to happen. But I knew during this time that I could give everything that I could, every effort I could give, and that I could control the narrative. So if it was filming videos and hiring videographers, it gave me the opportunity to really understand my leadership and create systems and processes, because at the end of the day, I was the one paying for it, right? It wasn't like I was learning something new on somebody else's dime. I was the one paying for it in this situation. And so the end of the 5 months came, and we sat down, and not only have we been working together from that day, but now we are friends and we're partners in several things, right? And so I wanted to get on here and talk about that because I think a lot of times what happens is people are so worried about like making sure everything is right and everything is at the perfect time to get started. Well, I'm here to tell you one thing, that there is never a perfect time for anything in life, right? There's never a perfect time to start that business. There's never a perfect time to talk to that person. There's never a perfect time to branch out on your own. There's never a perfect time to leave your job and start a new venture. There's never a perfect time to get into the gym, right? The perfect time or the right time is right now, because if you start something now and you fail, well, at least you can go the rest of your life saying, I made that attempt and it wasn't successful. But I think what a lot of people do is a lot of people will spend their time saying why they can't do something, and then as life progresses, they just continue to blame other people. I've had plenty of people in my life tell me like, well, I would love to have started a business, but I didn't come from a fortunate situation like you. Or I would love to have started a business, but I had kids early, and so that hindered me on being able to follow my dreams. And I'm here to tell you, if there's one person out there who's had your situation, who's become successful, you at that point have no reason not to become successful, because they've shown you that regardless of where you start, it's about how you finish. And so that's the first thing, is you have to be able to get started right away. And the second thing that you have to do is you have to be able to take initiative, right? And so I can only speak on my life and the people around me in their life that I've seen. But one thing I've learned in life, in business, whatever it is that the people who separate themselves from others and the people who are successful are the people who take full control of their life, right? On my phone, one of the sayings I have on my phone, it's on my wallpaper, it says, die as the pilot. And so I thought of this phrase probably 4 months ago, but what this phrase basically is saying is that in life, if something is going downhill, right? Like I think about a plane crashing. If a plane is crashing, would you rather be the pilot or would you rather be somebody who's a passenger? The way I look at it is I would always rather be the pilot because I have full control of the situation. And if something else fails, I only have me to blame. And so I've learned that in life, that when it comes to trying to achieve your goals and start something new or fulfill your purpose, that if you do not take full initiative and control the narrative of your life, you're going to spend the rest of your life blaming other people as to why it didn't work. For example, in my life, there have been times where, like, as an agency, right, you have churn. And so if you were to go to a marketing client, or you were to go to a client in a service-based business and say, well, because you're leaving, I now have to fire people. Because you're leaving, I now have to sell my car, this, that, and the third. Right? Like, that's not you taking control of the narrative. What that is you trying to blame your shortcomings on somebody else. But if you want to get to where you want to go in life, you have to take full initiative of where you're at and where you're going. Because at the end of the day, if it's God's purpose for your life, you'll be able to achieve the impossible. And if you can achieve the impossible in other people's minds, you will be able to separate yourself from others and have a testimony that lasts the test of time. And so I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys, because I think what's happening in the world and in society is everybody's waiting for the perfect time, and everybody is trying to figure out who to blame. But what I've learned in life is that the people who are successful are the people who take control of their life, and the people who start today. So whatever it is, whether it's a business, whether it's getting in shape, whether it's being a better man or woman or God, a better family person, start today and take control of your life. And I promise you, you'll be satisfied with the result. Have a great day, and God bless.